The Labor Day holiday weekend is fast approaching. The Mississippi Highway Patrol is gearing up to make sure that you are safe on the roads. And joining us live, as always, is a good friend of WTVA, the Staff Sergeant Brian McGee with Troop F to discuss MHP's plans. So this is basically the last hurrah of summer.
Last summer holiday.
Last summer holiday. So what are you guys doing?
Well, of course, you know, like we've talked about in previous holidays, we always have a increased presence as far as highway patrol, you know, so we're going to have more troopers on the road. They'll be out in force trying to make sure that folks arrive to and from their destination safely, you know, make sure they're not impaired by drinking and driving, or make sure that you know, they just get to their destination safely.
That's good. Now, we saw recently the National Transportation Safety Administration recently announced that fatal crashes are actually on the rise. What does it look like for the state of Mississippi?
Well, as far as us, our crashes are up from last year at this time, but our fatalities are down also at the same time last year. So last year at this point, I believe we had well, hang on just a second. We had 189 fatalities this year, 189, and a little over 200 last year. So that's where we're at. We're down this year versus last year for fatalities.
Now, it seems like a lot of people are on the highways this year. I recently went back home to New York City, and I was just so flabbergasted that every 10 miles there was an accident on Interstate 95. Are you guys seeing that too?
Well, like I said, with crashes being up but fatalities down, we are seeing more crashes, but that just could be because of increase in travel due to, you know, with COVID being over, everybody's moving out again, doing stuff, going out, going to parties, going to and from, going to visit relatives, those kind of things. So, you know, that's where we're at.
Okay, and what is the most critical message that you want to let our viewers know this afternoon when it comes to being on the road? Well,
the biggest thing that we want to make sure is everybody's safe. We want everybody to make sure they buckle up, make sure they stay off their phones if they're driving, and definitely, if you're going to drink, get a designated driver. That's our number one big thing, is making sure you get from your point A to point B destination safely.
And when it comes to citations, I think last year you said that MHP overall statewide issued 6,600.
Yeah, a little over 6,600 citations last year.
And mostly that is for what?
Going to be just speeding, maybe a lot of seatbelt citations, stuff like that.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you so much, Brian McGee, as always, for joining us.
Thank you for having me here.
He is the Staff Sergeant with Troop F here, and the Mississippi Highway Patrol, as always, will be out in full force.
Yes, ma'am.